It was a Friday afternoon in downtown Chicago, and the office was buzzing with that unique energy people get before the weekend. My name is Daniel Carter, and I worked as a mid-level project manager at a large marketing firm. My boss, Rebecca Hayes, was one of those figures everyone admired but also feared just a little. She was smart, articulate, and unshakably professional. She never let her guard down, at least, that's what we all thought. That afternoon, Rebecca had asked me to join her for a quick discussion about our client presentations. We were both heading down to the lobby when the unexpected happened. The elevator we stepped into shuddered, jolted halfway down, and stopped between the 15th and 16th floors. The fluorescent lights flickered, and then silence. I instinctively hit the open door button. Nothing. I pressed the emergency call. A faint buzz. "Looks like we're stuck," I muttered. Rebecca, calm but clearly tense, leaned against the panel. "Well, Daniel, I guess we've got some time to kill." The next minutes stretched into hours. At first, we both sat in silence. I tried calling maintenance, but my phone had no signal. Rebecca, usually perfectly composed, sighed deeply. "You know, this is actually my nightmare," she admitted, almost to herself. That was the first crack in the armor. As the minutes turned into 30, then 60, I found myself talking with her in a way I never had. We spoke about work stress, leadership, and the impossible expectations in our industry. I admitted how I sometimes felt invisible at the company, despite the long hours I put in. To my surprise, Rebecca actually listened. She wasn't just nodding, she was opening up too. "I know I come across as cold," she said softly. "But the truth is, it's exhausting keeping up this image of being in control all the time. I've made sacrifices that sometimes keep me awake at night. I've missed birthdays, holidays, and sometimes I wonder if it's worth it." Hearing her speak like that changed something in me. For the first time, she wasn't my boss, she was just a person. Vulnerable, reflective, even a little lonely. 2 hours is a long time when you're trapped in a metal box. We told stories from our childhoods, shared favorite books, even laughed about the irony of two corporate workaholics being forced to stop for once. There was a warmth in her voice I had never noticed before. At one point, she looked directly at me, her eyes softer than I'd ever seen. "Daniel, I need to tell you something. I've carried a lot of guilt for years. I act tough, but inside, I struggle with self-doubt. I push people away because I'm afraid if they get too close, they'll see I'm not as strong as I pretend to be." I didn't know what to say at first. This was the woman I had only ever known as decisive and commanding. But hearing her confession, I realized something important. Sometimes the people who seem the strongest are the ones who most need understanding. Before we could dive deeper, the elevator jolted again. The doors finally creaked open, and rescue staff appeared. We were free. But as we stepped out into the lobby, something had shifted permanently between us. On Monday, Rebecca greeted me differently. Not with her usual clipped good morning, but with genuine warmth. And from then on, our working relationship changed. She gave me opportunities to lead, trusted me with decisions, and, more importantly, treated me as someone she could confide in. Being stuck in that elevator for 2 hours wasn't just a delay, it was a turning point. It taught me that sometimes the strongest connections come from the most unexpected circumstances. Rebecca's confession changed everything, not just for her, but for me too. I realized we're all human underneath the titles, the suits, and the office walls. And sometimes, it takes being trapped to truly find freedom.